Ja.
Sad note, renowned cultural icon Jimi Solanke is dead. The 82-year-old dramatist, folk singer, playwright, and poet passed in the early hours of the day after a brief illness. He is reported to have died on his way to Olabisi, Onabanjo University teaching hostel. Civil News correspondent Theophilus Elama takes a look at his life and how he used his craft to affect humanity positively.
Welcome to the magical world.
Born on July 4th, 1942 in Ibararemo, Jimi Solanke's artistic journey began as a pioneer member of the Horizon Theatre group founded by Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka in 1961. His contributions to the global entertainment industry span 7 decades, leaving an indelible mark on various platforms, from the Western Nigeria television in the 1960s to international festivals in Senegal and Algeria during the 1970s. Solanke's versatility shone through in epic performances such as Death and the King's Horsemen, Kurumi, Kungi's Harvest, The Divorce, amongst others. His captivating stagecraft and theatrical brilliance earned him accolades and recognition both locally and internationally. The Oxford Times celebrated him as a skilled Nigerian actor. The New York Times recognized him as the star of an excellent troupe during a performance of Wole Soyinka's Kungi's Harvest. Affectionately known as Baba Agba, Solanke was more than just an actor. He was a consummate quintessential songwriter, performer, visual artist, and storyteller extraordinaire.
Brother Boegadi brought a message to me from Larotimi. Mr. Jimmy, we need you in Ife. Wow. That's how I just gave up. Just sneaked out from Ibadan. Just straight to Ife. When I got there, I was very happy.
He leaves behind a legacy that transcends borders, resonating in the hearts of those who had the privilege to witness his artistry. Jimi Solanke's passing marks the end of an era in Nigerian entertainment scene, leaving a void that will be felt for years to come. The cultural ambassador extraordinaire has left an indomitable imprint on the history of African arts and will be remembered for his contributions to the enrichment of the nation's cultural heritage. Theophilus Elama, TVC News, Lagos.
And President Bola Tinubu has mourned the passing of Nigeria's creative icon, Jimi Solanke, who died on Monday. Jimi Solanke was an actor, dramatist, folk singer, poet, and playwright. President Tinubu describes him as one of the finest of Nigeria's creative arts and bastion of our cherished morals and cultural heritage. The president condoles with the Solanke family and all those who mourn the painful loss of operating for the peaceful repose of the beloved departed. Joining me now is veteran journalist Ben Tamal for more on this development. So, Tamal, thank you for joining us on the news at 10. Pa Solanke was perhaps one of Africa's most accomplished performing artists, a man of different parts, musician, poet, thespian, educationist, producer, cultural ambassador. It's just, there's a long list, right? How do you think he will be remembered?
Well, since he started quite a long time ago, I mean, right into 50s, he will be remembered for a very long time as a pace setter, as a multidisciplinary creative force, not just an artist. You know, a creative force is different from just being a creative artist, because he's a kind of pathfinder. He started with the old high life tradition. When it actually took off, Jimi Solanke was singing for big bands and band leaders like Roy Chicago. You remember that. He was singing for that generation high life singers, and he even composed some of their songs. I could remember him performing Ejekaju, Ejekaju, Agbakojoko, Ejekaju, Ejekaju. That's one of the flicks that he passed across during the old highlight era of the 50s into the 60s. And then we find him also in the academia. He was one of the pace setters in the acting profession, both on stage and later on screen, but predominantly on stage, where we encountered him in the 70s as one of the instructors and major principal actors in the University of Ibadan Masks.
You know, many of us have fond memories of the role he played in our formative age, you know, watching a Storyland series on NTA, for instance. Do you think we will see a rebirth of folklores and folk songs the way Uncle Jimi did it?
I believe that his career, as recorded, will influence a new generation of thespians to do it the way Uncle Jimi did it, but maybe with a slight modification, because, you know, art is dynamic and you find it renewing itself. But definitely, he has inspired enough in the younger generation that they will look after him. I want to recall that when we were celebrating his 80th birthday, Uncle Jimi went to interact with Crown Troupe of Africa, a group of young artists led by Shegun Adebila, some of them in their teens, 20s, and 30s. So you can imagine that his inspiration will flow into the lives of. I also want to add that, thank God, his creativity has been documented by Concrete Communications, headed by Dr. Shimori Badejo. These are the things we ask for. Do not let these people go without a documentation, without a critical appraisal, without a record of their performances.
Indeed. We'll probably find more time to talk about Uncle Jimi Solanke. Thank you so much for your contribution, veteran journalist Ben on the news at 10.